right. So last week we did like a quick overview of STON.fi, but can't just leave it at that. We got to go deeper. So today we're taking a deep dive into 𝗬𝗢𝗠𝗣𝗏. It's a decentralized exchange, and it's making some serious waves in the cross-chain world. Think of it like, okay, you have a universal translator, right? But for your crypto. So you can swap tokens across different blockchains without all the usual hassle.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. It's like, imagine being able to pay with dollars in France, without needing to exchange currency first. That's kind of what 𝗬𝗢𝗠𝗣𝗏 does for crypto. It cuts out the middleman, gives you more control, and it opens up a ton of possibilities.
Okay, I'm hooked already. But let's back up for a sec. For anyone who's like, wait, what's a decentralized exchange?
Right, so decentralized exchange, or DXs for short, they're basically platforms where you can trade crypto, but without needing a central authority, like a traditional exchange, And what sets STON.fi apart is that it focuses on cross-chain swaps, meaning you can trade tokens across different blockchains, which has always been a bit of a nightmare in the past.
Nightmare is putting it mildly. Yeah. Like, I've tried moving assets between chains before, and it was like, I don't know, it was like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded.
Sure, yeah.
But STON.fi seems to have cracked the code with something called atomic swaps. Is that their secret weapon or what?
It's definitely a key part of what they do. So atomic swaps use something called Hashed Timelock Contracts. Basically, it ensures that the whole trade happens exactly as agreed, or it doesn't happen at all. Kind of like, imagine two people trying to exchange packages, but they're on opposite sides of the world. With an atomic swap, it's like both packages are in a secure lockbox, and they're only released when both people confirm they got what they expected. If someone tries to cheat, no deal. Everyone gets their package back.
That's actually brilliant. No more worrying about getting ripped off or your funds disappearing into the void. It's like a digital handshake, but with like a built-in guarantee.
Exactly. And what's really impressive is that STON.fi does all of this without needing centralized entities or bridges or wrapped tokens, which are often used in other cross-chain solutions. So it's simpler and way less risky.
Okay, I'm loving this. Less complexity, less risk. Sign me up. So STON.fi is all about making cross-chain swaps smooth and secure. Got it. But where does the STON token fit into all of this?
So the STON token is more than just a way to pay fees on the platform. It's actually the fuel that powers the whole STON.fi ecosystem.
Fuel, huh? Tell me more.
So think of it this way. The STON token has multiple roles. First off, it's crucial for governance. So basically, STON holders get to vote on proposals, decisions that shape the future of the platform. It's like having a say in how your favorite restaurant is run, right? What dishes they add to the menu, that sort of thing.
I like that. So you're not just trading tokens, you're actually part of a community.
Yeah.
And you have a real voice in how things evolve.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, the earning potential is always a big factor. What about staking? I've heard that's a big part of the STON.fi ecosystem, too.
Yeah, you're right. Staking is a popular way for STON holders to earn some passive income. Think of it like a savings account that earns interest, except instead of a bank, you're basically supporting the 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗣𝗏 network.
Ah, I see.
And 𝗖𝗢𝗇 offers flexible staking options, so you can choose how long you want to stake your tokens for. And the rewards vary depending on the duration. Whether you're in it for the short term or the long haul, there's an option for you.
Options are always good. And the more I hear about this, the more impressed I am. Secure cross-chain swaps, community governance, and flexible staking. STON.fi is ticking all the boxes.
It's definitely a platform with a lot to offer, but wait, there's more. There are even more ways to earn with STON.fi. We'll get into that in just a bit.
Okay, you've got me on the edge of my seat. More ways to earn. Spill the beans.
All right. Well, first up, you've got your classic liquidity provision. It's kind of the foundation of any DX, really.
Liquidity provision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. But give me a quick refresher. How does that work on STON.fi specifically?
Okay, imagine a bustling marketplace. But instead of, fruits and veggies, we're trading tokens. For the market to run smoothly, there needs to be enough goods available so people can buy and sell easily, right?
Right.
And that's where liquidity providers come in. They're the ones supplying the goods, in this case, token pairs, to liquidity pools on STON.fi.
So basically, I'm setting up shop in this crypto marketplace, making sure there's enough inventory for traders to swap their tokens without any hiccups.
Exactly.
Well, what's in it for me? Why would I want to be a liquidity provider?
Well, every time someone uses your pool to make a trade, you earn a small fee. It's like collecting rent on a prime piece of real estate in the crypto trading world. The more popular your pool is, the more trading activity it sees. And that means more fees for you.
Ah, passive income. Love it. But hold on. What if I want to, supercharge my earnings even more? Can I, like,
Yeah.
is there a way to boost my liquidity provision strategy?
Of course. That's where farming comes in. Remember those LP tokens you get for providing liquidity?
Yeah.
You can stake those tokens in special farming programs on 𝗧𝗢𝗠𝗣𝗑, and that earns you even more rewards, on top of the trading fees you're already collecting.
Whoa, hold on. So I'm earning fees from trades and D rewards for staking my LP tokens. That's like double dipping in the rewards pool.
You got it. And here's where the STON token comes back into play. The rewards you earn through staking and farming are often paid out in STAN tokens, which further increases the demand for STAN and, it boosts its utility within the ecosystem.
Wow, it's all connected like a perfectly designed machine.
Oh.
Okay, I'm seriously impressed. Secure cross-chain swaps, community governance, flexible staking, and all these earning opportunities. STAN.fi is checking all the boxes.
It's definitely an exciting platform, but it doesn't stop there.
Oh.
There's more.
There are some really cool features in the works.
Like what?
Well, for one, they're planning to integrate with Telegram.
Telegram, wait, like the messaging app? Yeah, exactly. They're working on making it possible to do cross-chain swaps right within the Telegram interface.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah. Imagine being able to swap tokens seamlessly while you're chatting with your friends, all within an app you're already using every day.
Okay, that's pretty slick. It's like they're bringing DeFi to the masses.
That's the idea.
What else is on the roadmap that's got you pumped?
Well, they're also focused on expanding their reach. They're adding support for more blockchains and more assets all the time, so STON.fi can become like a one-stop shop for all your cross-chain needs.
Makes sense.
And for traders who are looking for more advanced options, they're exploring things like limit orders and margin trading.
Oh, wow. So they're catering to both casual users and the more experienced traders, too.
Exactly.
This is all sounding really good. But wait, there was one more thing I wanted to ask you about. All the buzz around gasless swaps. What's the deal with that?
Yes. That's one of their most anticipated features. So, gas fees can be a real pain.
Yeah, tell me about it.
STON.fi is working on a solution where you can actually pay those transaction fees, but using any token you hold.
So no more having to buy a specific token just to pay fees?
Exactly.
That would be a game changer.
It would make DeFi way more user-friendly and open it up to a much wider audience.
Okay, I gotta say, STON.fi is blowing me away. It seems like they've thought of everything. But let's be real for a sec. Is there anything about STON.fi that gives you pause? Any potential downsides or challenges we should be aware of?
That's a great question. It's important to remember that STON.fi is still relatively new compared to some of the bigger players in DeFi.
Right, they're still kind of the new kid on the block.
Yeah, exactly. And one area where they could improve is expanding their asset selection. Right now, the number of cryptocurrencies they support is still a bit limited.
So more options would be good.
Definitely. As they grow, offering more assets will be key to attracting a wider user base.
Makes sense. Anything else that stands out to you?
Well, another thing is that they don't have a dedicated mobile app yet. Their web interface is great, but for people who like to manage their crypto on the go, that might be a bit inconvenient.
Okay, so accessibility and convenience are definitely things to keep an eye on. Before we get too carried away with all the potential here, it's important to remember that this is still DeFi, and DeFi comes with inherent risks.
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial to do your research before jumping into any DeFi platform, including STON.fi.
Do your own research. That should be everyone's DeFi mantra. But what does that research actually involve when it comes to a platform like STON.fi?
Well, it's all about understanding how the platform works, what technology it uses, what the risks are, and what the potential rewards are. Don't just take someone's word for it, even if they seem super enthusiastic.
Right.
Dig into their website, read their documentation, check out their community forums, get a well-rounded perspective before you make any decisions.
Solid advice. Informed decisions are the best decisions, especially in DeFi. And speaking of information, I know the STON.I website has a ton of resources. They have a blog, detailed documentation, which is always a good sign.
Definitely. Transparency is key in this space. A platform that's open about how it works and actively engages with its community that builds trust.
For sure. So as we wrap up this deep dive into STON.fi, the big question is this platform right for everyone?
That's a great question. And honestly, the answer depends on your individual needs and your risk tolerance.
Okay, let's break that down. Who would you say is the ideal user for STON.fi?
Well, if you're looking for a secure and easy-to-use platform for cross-chain swaps, and you're excited about the potential of DeFi, then STO.fi is definitely worth checking out, especially if you value community involvement and want to have a say in how the platform develops.
So it's for people who are ready to embrace the future of finance, a future that's decentralized and community-driven.
Exactly.
But what if you're looking for a platform with a huge selection of assets? Or you need a mobile app for convenience?
Yeah, in those cases, you might want to wait and see how Stand.fi evolves.
Fair enough. It sounds like Stand.fi is paving the way for a more interconnected and decentralized future, but they're still building and refining their offering.
That's right.
It's an exciting journey to follow, for sure. But what about the bigger picture? What does Stand.fi's success potentially mean for the world of DeFi as a whole?
That's a great question. What Stand.fi is doing with cross-chain technology? It has the potential to completely change how we think about value transfer in the digital world. Imagine a future where moving assets between different blockchains is as easy as sending an email.
That's a future I want to live in. No more silos, no more limitations, just a free flow of value across the entire blockchain ecosystem.
Exactly. And platforms like Stand.fi are laying the groundwork for that future. They're breaking down barriers and creating a more inclusive and interconnected financial landscape.
It's an exciting time to be involved in this space.
It really is.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into SDN.Y, I want to leave you with this thought. Imagine a world where you can seamlessly move value across any blockchain, without borders or limitations. A world where you have full control over your assets, and you can participate in the global financial system that's transparent, secure, and accessible to all.
That's the promise of cross-chain technology and decentralized finance. And while we're still in the early stages, platforms like Stand.fi are giving us a glimpse of what that future might look like.
Yeah, and that's a future I'm definitely excited to be a part of. As always, you can find links to all the resources we discussed in the show notes. Be sure to check those out if you want to learn more about STO.fi and the world of cross-chain DeFi. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that DeFi curiosity burning bright.
Yeah, it's like they're building bridges, right, between all these different blockchains, making it so much easier to move around and actually, use all the amazing things DeFi has to offer. Exactly. And that's where I think Stand.fi is really onto something. With their focus on user experience, they're not just building complex tech, they're making it simple and intuitive. So DeFi isn't so intimidating for, the average person.
Yeah, for sure. Even when we were talking about atomic swaps and liquidity pools and all that, it felt like you were explaining it in a way that, even I could understand. And I'm no blockchain expert.
Well, that's the thing, right? Technology is only as good as its usability. If people can't figure out how to use it, it doesn't matter how innovative it is.
It's like having a fancy sports car. But the dashboard is so complicated, you can't even figure out how to start it.
Exactly. And that's what I like about Stand.fi. They're finding that balance. Between cutting-edge tech and, user-friendly design, they're making DeFi more accessible. And, dare I say, even fun.
Fun is always a good thing, especially in a space that can sometimes feel, I don't know, a little too serious.
Yeah.
But speaking of serious, before we wrap things up, it's important to remember that DeFi is still pretty young. It's still evolving.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the Wild West out there. Tons of opportunity, but also a lot of risk.
So do your own research is more important than ever.
Couldn't agree more.
Don't just, blindly follow the hype or fall for those promises of getting rich quick.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
Take the time to educate yourself, explore different platforms, and make informed decisions.
Exactly. And remember, the DeFi landscape is constantly changing. New platforms are popping up, old ones are adapting, and regulations are still trying to catch up.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is, but that's also what makes it so exciting, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a challenge.
It keeps you on your toes.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into STO.fi, if you could leave our listeners with one key takeaway, what would it be?
That's a good question. I think the biggest takeaway is that cross-chain technology. It's going to revolutionize how we interact with the decentralized world. Platforms like STO.fi are making it easier and more secure to move assets between different blockchains. And that interoperability, that ability to connect everything, that's the key to unlocking the true potential of DeFi.
It's like we're watching the birth of a whole new financial system, right?
Yeah.
One that's truly interconnected and decentralized, where the lines between different blockchains are blurring and the possibilities are endless.
Exactly.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is.
It's an exciting time to be involved in this space.
Couldn't agree more.
So, as always, we've included links to all the resources we mentioned in the show notes. Be sure to check those out if you want to learn more about Stand.fi and the world of cross-chain DeFi. And until next time, Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that DeFi curiosity burning bright.